More trips to the vast central hinterland of Australia were initiated with the Earthdream project. From 1999 to 2012, party and protest crews would escape the major cities and travel out back.
In 2000 we went all around Australia, took a sound system around there, went to lots of Aboriginal places and entertained and looked at the people out there and see what we could do to help. And
having ventured into the interior, people experienced amazing times. Techno, hip-hop, reggae and protest performance cabaret brushed dusty shoulders and joined forces with Australia's ancient culture in opposing unsustainable uranium mining practices.
I met a few different characters. One of them was Robin from Mutoid Waste, and I just returned from Europe where I'd met a few of his mates, and people had been talking about coming to Australia for a big desert tour.
Yeah, I was really excited that Robin Mutoid Waste Company had come out to Australia and had come out here on a vision and a dream, and to put on a series of parties over 12 years to meet the moment of the change in the Mayan calendar of 2012.
The beautiful Earthdream collaboration, which was probably the biggest attempt at sort of international collaboration that I'd been involved in.
Things were dying out there massively, and no one was there to witness that, let alone to protest that, so it was really important. We went out there.
So at the Aboriginal Tent Embassy in Canberra is where I met Uncle Kevin Buzzacott, and he said, you know, he wanted people to come back to the land, come back to his country in the desert and take a stand against the uranium mining that was happening and the water that was being taken from his land by Western Mining Corporation.
He needed help to stop the uranium mining that was going on in his land.
So Uncle Kevin put the call out for people to come out to his land, Arabunna country in South Australia, and we went out with the lab rat solar powered sound system.
We went out and with this amazing thing in 2000 where, you know, Bedlam sound system came out, the Goose and the Gust, lab rats, Bombs Not Bombs, and many more people. I'd say at a time we went up to what, 400 people or whatever. I
was with my crew in Sydney, System Corrupt, and we all got together and went out to the desert and on a 3-day bus trip on the Peace Bus.
We collaborated with Kevin Buzzacott.
Yeah, I'm Kevin Buzzacott, Arabun elder. I regard myself as a peacemaker.
And we did actions surrounding the Roxby Downs uranium mine.
We had people from all around the world all coming together, bringing all their experience from all those different scenarios, all those years of working on ourselves whilst working on changing the world.
It was a very powerful experience for me in my life.
We took the Peace Bus and went out to Albury Creek, which is on the south end of Lake Eyre South.
And suddenly we're all here in the desert, pounding the desert sands, working with Indigenous Australians, workshopping, asking if it was okay, asking for permission, doing the right thing.
They set up a big party there. They put up aeroplanes and buses and there's other sculptures. And we still use that every once or twice a year.
Uncle Kev is a very naughty boy. Uncle Kev has been a legend for us. I mean, really, we met Uncle Kev, it was in the Tent Embassy years ago, and he's what inspired me to go to the desert in the first place.
Big sound system, and they had music going and dancing and carrying on all the time.
The thing with the music is that they can see that we're peaceful people, and this is what they need to do to heal their self, is to come out and join in and participate.
We collaborated with the crew from England, Bedlam and Nagusa Nagust, who brought out just this amazing sound system.
An important part of Earthdream was to take large sound systems out there, and it's the use of music and dance, which is a very traditional way that Aboriginal people would create a reality. So we were going out there on a large scale with massive sound systems and dancing.
So there were some people along for the party, there were some people along for the politics, and some people along for the music, and I think, you know, we're along for all three.
Year 2000, I was spoiled for choice. Supermarkets crammed with treats and toys. When it comes to power, the choice is not so pretty. Oil or uranium, that choice is pretty shitty. Earth, water, sun, air. Look for the alternatives, the choices are there. If you think uranium mining is an inevitable situation, I say to you, use your imagination. Shout going out from the underground nation. We are the alchemical generation.
That's why I invited other people to come up there. We had some musos up there and some other group from Sydney and Melbourne and from all around to try to highlight the issues that was happening up there.
And I guess for us, for me and Monkey and Uncle Kev, it was really important, I guess, for people to get educated about the issues that people were facing out there, land rights, uranium mining, that kind of stuff, as well as have a big party.
Largest open cut mine in the world, where they mine, amongst other things, uranium.
There's so much damage done, sacred sites are being destroyed.
The springs were drying up because the uranium companies were taking something like 40 million litres of water from the artesian basin on a per annum basis.
It also drained the basin, the Lake Eyre Basin, and the trees are dying, the water holes are gone, the soaks are gone, the springs are flowing right down, they don't flow like they used to. Some of them have dried up completely.
But I was a geologist, you know, I was going out there and doing exploration geology and working on mine sites. That was my experience of the desert. And it changed with Uncle Kev. Uncle Kev showed me a different side, you know. Uncle Kevin showed me, you know, the damage, of course, that the mining industry was doing to, in particular, his area, which is South Australia near Lake Eyre, Roxby Downs.
And we learnt a lot, and hopefully we taught a lot, and it was a great collaboration, and it changed my life forever.
They would concern people just like everybody else when it comes to nuclear uranium industry.
During the peace camp, over 30 people were arrested.
Get back away from me, you fucking bastards! Curses on you by the name of Newick! Don't wait for your superiors.
We had a bit of trouble with the cops, defecting our cars and tracking us all around the country and trying to criminalise us. We care for the land, we love the land. These people don't love the land, they're the opposite. So we're sticking up for the land and we get criminalised for that.
His inspiration really drew a lot of us out there in the first place. It gave us a real focus, and he introduced us to a lot of different indigenous culture out there, especially for the Arabunna and the Cookatha mob.
Confrontation with the mining industry occurred at the Beverley uranium mine, where an out-of-control Star Force police contingent unleashed violence and illegal activities like imprisoning people in shipping containers. Members of the protest action took the police to court, and the Beverley case was won in 2011. A total of $700,000 in damages was ordered to be given out by the judge.
The struggle's still there, so while the struggle's still there, we're going to keep doing it.
And Uncle Kev needed people to come out and assist him with his campaign, and we had the people and we had the technology to sort of go out there and assist him. So Uncle Kev was right there from the very, very start, and still is there now. He introduced us to a lot of amazing people, a lot of amazing elders, a lot of amazing youth, and we really went on forced to really sort of lock in our ideas together. And we were kind of coming from a similar area, you know, we were quite sort of renegade in approach. But at the same time we had a real, our passion was the same, and we went through, you know, South Australia, moving on up into the Northern Territory, and did, you know, amazing stuff.
Part of the Earthdream 2000 experience was an invitation to go to East Timor. We put together a group to entertain the people of East Timor and to give them the message that we do think about them and we are on their side. In East Timor, there was a feeling on the street by the East Timorese that the UN really wasn't touching base with them at ground level. So we set about trying to bridge that gap, and we did that by putting a troupe together and entertaining them with acoustic guitars, and went out to some quite regional places in East Timor where we had to be careful because of the TNI, which is the Indonesian army, which are known to be quite full on. We touched a lot of hearts, I think, by doing that. But to go out and actually meet the people and on that level is a good venture.
The Melbourne crew Lab Rats, who formed the protest hip-hop band Combat Wombat, travelled around in their veggie oil-powered van for over a decade, teaching hip-hop music workshops at Indigenous communities, rolling with the Earthdream, protesting uranium mines, running their solar sound system and wind-powered cinema, and offering technical assistance and launching video and audio projects to help preserve fast-disappearing Aboriginal language and knowledge.
Let's go back to 82. When Norman and Melbourne built the school
for the kids to learn and get more skills. They got the spin effects from the hill.
And then we came back to Sydney, and it was so good to be back. We met up with a lot more people down in St Peter's, down in Sydney Park. People from Robin from Melbourne. He's got the fire organ there, and lots of things that we'd made along the way, like sculptures we made along the way, and we had a really good party.